Hello, good evening students. Today we are going to have the second lecture of the group 2 element, that is it is going to be the second lecture. Okay, so group 2, in the group 2 we are going to study student what is flame test. This is the flame test, right student? So when you are going to study the flame test student, how you will be able to understand when the metal is exposed student, when the metal is exposed suppose to the flame, right student? This is the flame. So when you are exposing the metal here student, so it will give the color. Okay, some color will be the same as the flame. Okay, and then what if you have to realize student, that is what color it is going to give. So firstly you see that is beryllium and magnesium. Beryllium and magnesium do not give flame test, do not give flame test. It is not giving the flame test. So what is meaning of it is not giving flame test student? What is means there is, it is the reason is what they are student. If you see, they are having the very small size, and as a result it is having the very high IE. If you talk about beryllium and magnesium, so there is having the high IE student. This is the high ionization energy. So what will happen? No excitation of electron, no excitation. Okay, so electron is not going to excite by this flame, no excitation of electron. So if electron is not going to excite student by the flame, so it will not give the color. So what we can say? So no color test. So no flame test. So no flame color. It is not going to give any flame color student. Now student, when you talk about the other element, what are the other elements are there student? Suppose we are having the calcium, okay, strontium, barium and radium. These many elements are there. So if you talk about the calcium student, calcium, so it is having the brick red color student. Okay, this is the brick red color. Okay, brick red color flame. So it is giving brick red color. If you talk about the strontium student, it is the crimson red. Okay, crimson red color. Now the next point, if you are doing student, that is barium. This is the apple green color student, apple green color. This is the apple green color. Now radium, if you are going student, that is caramine student, CARAMINE. So these are the color flame test of the group 2 element student, that you have to keep in mind. That is the calcium is the brick red color, okay, and strontium is crimson red. Okay, barium is apple green color, and that is radium is caramine color student. Now up here student, if you talk about the other point which we have to understand, that is this group 2 elements are the bivalent. Bivalent means they are having the two positive charge student. Okay, so if they are having the two positive charge, so what would be the nature of the salt, that we have to understand here student. So if the nature, if you talk about the nature of salt, dear student, so let us see nature of salt of group 2 elements, right? So wait a moment student. Okay, so here is what is student, nature of salt of, okay, salt of group 2 element. Dear student, if you talk about the nature of salt of group 2 element, so they are the generally colorless student. They are generally colorless, or in another word you can say they are the white color student. Means what is the happening student? Suppose we are having the MgSO4 or we are having CaSO4, whatever their salt is, CaCl2, MgCl2, these are the salt is there. So what is happening student? They have no unpaired electron. If we talk about, they have no unpaired electron. So if they are having, here is the oxidation state is +2 student, here is 2 minus. So this 2 electron is transferred to the sulfate ion. So there is a no unpaired electron. So they have, here you can say that they have no unpaired electron in the valence cell of valence cell of what student? Valence cell of group 2 metal, valence of group 2 metal. There is no unpaired electron in the valence cell of group 2 metal in their salt. Okay, in their salt. So what they happen, students? So these salt, what we can write, student, these salts are what? So these salts are paramagnetic. First one, diamagnetic, not paramagnetic, student, diamagnetic. Why diamagnetic? Because no unpaired electron, diamagnetic. And if there is no unpaired electron, student, so that is what is colorless salt. Okay, colorless salt means what we are saying, student, that is salt of group 2 element is what? Colorless. Why? You can see, student, in this case all are the 2 plus ion. So you see Mg2 plus, if you talk about, student, so it is Mg2 plus means what? That is the how many electron? 10 electron. Okay, 12, because atomic number is 12. 12 minus 2, that is coming 10 electron. So you can do the configuration. It is 1s2, then 2s2, then 2p6. You can have a look over it, student, that you will find that is there is no unpaired type of electron is there. All are paired electron. In the valence shell, octet is complete. So all are paired electron. So that is firstly diamagnetic. Okay, diamagnetic means they will be the repelled by magnet. And this the second find is there is the colorless salt. No, colorless salt. They will form what, student? They will form the colorless salt. Now, student, what we are going to do, that is the next point we are going to study in this case, and that is what is, that is reducing nature. We are going to study the reducing nature of the alkaline earth metal, or you can say group 2 elements, student. So let us have a look over it. Up there, student, they are the strong reducing agent. You know, group 2 elements are, that is strong reducing agent. Why they are strong reducing agent, student? Because they easily lose the electron. That is why they are acting as a what, student? Reducing agent, and they are acting as a strong reducing agent. So dear students, let us have a look, in detail here. So reducing nature of, reducing nature of group 2 element, nature of group 2 metal. Okay, group 2 metals. So dear students, how can you be able to understand the reducing nature of the group 2 metal? So these elements, if you talk about these elements are, okay, these elements are a strong reducing agent, strong reducing agent. Why they are strong reducing agent? Because they have low ionization energy, agent. Because why, student? Because they have, very low IE, very low ionization energy. So they are having very low ionization energy. So what they will do, student? So they easily lose electron. So they easily lose electron. Easily lose electron. So if they are easily losing electron, then acting as a reducing agent. Then acting as a reducing agent, giving electron to the other student, it means that is reducing agent. Okay, that is the first point. Second point, if you talk about the reducing agent, that is what we can do, student. They also, region number 1 and region number 2 here, they have, what they have, student? They have negative, okay, what negative? Negative SRP value, standard reduction potential, standard, reduction potential value. So they are having the standard reduction potential, negative, standard reduction potential value. So they are having the negative SRP value, so that value, so that what they will do, student? So that they are what, student? Strong reducing agent. They are strong reducing agent. Okay, they are strong reducing agent. Dear student, what we have to keep in mind, that is if you see beryllium, okay, then you can see that is magnesium and calcium, strontium and barium. So you will find that is negative value is how much? Minus 1.85 volt. If you talk about magnesium, minus 2.37. okay, so it is increasing in the negative term. If it is talking about calcium, 2.87 student volt. If you are talking about strontium, 2.89, this is also volt. And if you talk about barium, so it is 2.9 91 volt. So you see in this table what you are finding, student, SRP value negative star SRP standard reduction potential value is increasing continuously with each element. So down the group SRP value is increasing. It means reducing power getting increases down the group, student. Reducing power is getting increases down the group. Now let us try to understand why that is. Order of reducing power we are going to study, student. What will be the order of reducing power? Okay, so here you try to understand, student, that is order of reducing power. Order of reducing power, right? Order of reducing power. So dear student, how to understand the order of reducing power? So here is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. So down the group, what is size increasing, student? Size increases. Okay, so if size increases, attraction decreases, student. Attraction between what, student? Between nucleus and outermost electron decreases. Nucleus and outermost electron decreases. Okay, most electron decreases. Now it is attraction is decreasing means IE decreases. Okay, IE decreases, easy to lose electron. So easy giving electron, easily giving electron. So easily giving electron means what, student? Easily giving electron means that is reducing strength increases. Reducing strength, what is happening, student? Increases. Reducing strength increases. So easier to give electron, stronger the reducing agent. So this is what is the our answer, student. If anyone is asking that is which is the strongest reducing agent, so we can have a look over that is the barium is strongest reducing agent. Now we are going to have the chemical properties of these elements, student. That is the general chemical properties. So first general chemical properties, reaction with air. We are going to study the first general chemical properties, student, that is reaction with air. So all the elements react with the air and they form the oxide, right, student? So they are going to react with the air and they form the oxides and nitride. So here let us have a look. Reaction with air, reaction with air. So here is what we can write, student. Air contains what is oxygen and nitrogen. So what we can write, student, these elements, okay, these elements, what they are going to do, student, elements reacts with air. These elements react with air, and what is happening if they are reacting with the air? These elements react with air to form, okay, react with air to form oxides and nitrides. Oxides, OXIDES, oxides and nitrides of metal. Oxides and nitrides of what, student? This is the metals they are going to form. For example, if suppose we are having that is Mg we are taking and it is reacting. So take two molecules, student, it will give that is 2MgO. If you are having another nitrogen, student, Mg plus N2, Mg plus N2, so it will give what? It will give, student, Mg3 and N2, right? So here you can say that is three molecule. This is nitride and oxide. Up down the group, reactivity with the oxygen is getting increased, student. If you are going down the group, reactivity increases. Okay, why it is reactivity increases, student? That is ionization energy increases, so that reactivity with the oxygen and nitrogen will be higher, student. Now the next point is reactivity with the hydrogen. So dear student, they react with the hydrogen quickly and form the ionic hydride, student. Okay, so ionic hydride they are forming, that's all right, student. But what we have to understand, that is out of these ionic hydrides, some of the covalent hydride, student, and some of the ionic hydride. So let us have a look over it, student. The reaction with hydrogen, reaction with hydrogen. So dear student, you can have a look over it. That is how they are going to react with the hydrogen. So they form ionic hydride. They form ionic hydride, except what they are forming, student? Ionic hydride, except what, student? Except that is BeH2 and what is MgH2. MgH2 are what? Are are covalent hydride. Okay, because of the Farjan rule, they are having the small size and high charge density, so they polarizes the anion more, student, so they are the covalent hydride. But rest of these, student, they are the ionic hydride. So that is, if you see, student, that is if you are talking metal plus if you are reacting with the hydrogen, so it will forming the MH2 type of hydride. Okay, if you are going down the group, student, so it will be what is BeH2, then what will come MgH2, CaH2, SrH2, okay, and then what will happen, BaH2. So dear student, down the group, what is reducing power, down the group reducing power increases, this is the reducing power increases. Ab reducing power increases, the another point what we can do, student, if reducing power is increases, that is another point, you can say stability decreases. Why stability decreases, student? That is cation and anion size are the disproportionate, student. Barium is large size, hydrogen is a small size, so this will be the highly unstable, so that it will easily give the hydrogen and reducing power will be increased. And secondly, that is ionic character also increases. Ionic character also increases, student, also increases. So that is the first two member of this is the covalent, but down the group if you are going, that is reactivity will be the increasing order, that is. Okay, now students, what we have to do, we have to understand that is preparation of the BeH2. So beryllium hydride can be prepared indirectly also. So there is the method of preparation of the beryllium hydride with the indirect method with the help of lithium aluminum hydride. So how can you prepare, that is beryllium hydride with the lithium aluminum hydride? So let us have the look, student. Preparation of what? Preparation of BeH2, okay, BeH2 by indirect method, okay, by indirect method. So if you talk about indirect methods, students, indirect methods, so what we have to do, we are having BeCl2, and if you are treating with the LiAlH4, this is what is known as lithium aluminum hydride. This is known as, student, lithium aluminum hydride. So dear student, if you see this lithium aluminum hydride, so what is this? This is going to form, that is BeH2. Then it is forming, if you talk about BeH2, then it will form, student, that is 2 molecule you take, student, 2 molecule, and 2 molecule also you take. So that is BeH2 is formed, and then another compound is forming, student, LiCl, LiCl. Again, what the other compound is possible, AlCl3. Okay, so 4 chlorine here, and here is also 4 chlorine. So this is all balanced, student. So lithium aluminum, that is beryllium hydride, can be prepared by this method. Now student, the another point which we have to keep in mind, that is CaH2, calcium hydride, is also known as what it is known as, student, known as hydrolith. This is known as, student, hydrolith. And why it is known as hydrolith? Because with the help of this we are going to prepare the hydrogen, student. Okay, so that is we can have a look, student. CaH2, if you are treating CaH2 with the water, student, HOH, 2 molecule you take, student, so it will give, that is calcium hydroxide, student. This will give the calcium hydroxide along with the 2 mole of hydrogen gas is raised. So this is this is going to be used for the preparation of the dihydrogen. That is why it is also known as calcium hydroxide, is known as hydrolith. Now student, we have to discuss about the structure of the beryllium and magnesium hydroxide. So other hydroxide, the ionic, student, that you can easily draw, but the beryllium and magnesium hydrides are that is polymeric in nature. Okay, they have the long carbon long chain. Okay, so here you see beryllium and magnesium hydrides are covalent. Beryllium and magnesium hydrides are covalent. So okay, so what they are forming, so they form what they form, student, so they form what they will form, student, that is polymeric hydride. Polymeric, POLYMERIC, polymeric hydride. So dear student, if you talk about the polymeric hydride, how can we be able to understand? So here you see, this is the structure, beryllium is there, here is beryllium, this is beryllium, this is beryllium. Okay, right. Now each beryllium atom is joined with the 4 hydrogen atom in this way, student. Okay, let us see the how this is going to be formed. There is the 2 normal bond are there, student, because beryllium is having how many electron? Be is there 4 na, so you can say 1s2 and 2s2. So that is 2 valence electron is there. 2 hydrogen, that is how many? 1s1, and one another hydrogen is also having 1s1, right? So here you can put out that is 1 2 electron, right? And here is you can put that is 1 1 electron, one is of hydrogen, one is of this. For this one it is giving that is 2 electron here, right? Here is also that is you can have the 2 electron, here 2 electron, here 2 electron, here 2 electron, right? So here they are forming the covalent, there is no doubt about it. They are easily forming the covalent, that is normal bond is being formed here. But it is, if you see, student, here it is the 2 center, 2 electron 3 center bond, 2 electron 3 center bond. Here also you can see that is this is also forming what, student? This is forming that is 2 electron 3 center. So 2 electron are there, 1 2 3 atoms are there. Similarly this will form that is 2 electron 3 centers, है ना? Here it will going to be forming, student, 2 electron 3 center. So that is what is, this is also known as what, student? That is also known as banana bonding. This is also known as what, student? Banana bonding. So each cases 2 electrons are there and 3 centers are there. So this is known as 2 electron 3 centered bond. 2 electron 3 centered bond, which is known, which is resembles with which is resembles with what, student? Which is resembles with what? Banana. So this is resembles with banana. So it is also, known as what, student? Also known as banana bonding, known as banana bonding. That you have to keep in mind, student, banana bonding. Now, student, we have to study for the other chemical properties like the reaction with water, okay, reaction with the acid, that we will do in the cover in the next video lecture, student. Thank you so much for watching, dear students.